The latest evolution in Ford tractor design. Technology with the quiet edge. Introducing Ford Force 2. New Series 10 and Series TW tractors. With new instrumentation. New exterior cab air filters. New exhaust stack and silencer. New lower roofline. New bigger capacity fuel tank, now easier to fill. New high output halogen work lights. New flat floor. New floor-mounted gear levers. New Super Deluxe seat. These are just some of the features of the new Ford Series 10 and Series TW. Force 2. It was back in 1976 that the first Ford Q cab hit the market. For its time, it had an amazingly low noise level. This was the main feature of its driver comfort. And these tractors are commanding a high resale value even today, almost 10 years later. Then in 1981, Ford launched the Series 10 range. This introduced new power, new transmissions, new hydraulics, and new four-wheel drive, with Ford's DQR concept: durability, quality, and reliability. That 1981 Series 10 launch represented an investment of many millions, and Ford has continued to invest in new product development and new manufacturing and quality control methods. Here's what's been achieved. 3 new Series TW models: the TW15, TW25 and TW35, with many detailed improvements such as increased capacity for the four-wheel drive front axles and more sophisticated hydraulic systems. The TW's big capacity multi-flow hydraulics can handle the most modern hydraulic tackle, like this 7-furrow semi-mounted plow. In 1984, Ford introduced another 6-cylinder tractor, the 7910. And Ford improved the specifications of nearly all the other models. The 2910 and the 3910 were introduced at the lower end of the power range, as well as new low-profile cabs. The cold start aid was made standard, and Ford improved its SynchroShift transmission with 8 forward and 4 reverse speeds, with a new easy H-pattern gear shift. The creep speed option was made available on more models than before. But all these improvements are already on the market. And now introducing Ford Force 2. Ford started work on these tractors back in 1982, as design engineers began the task of linking production methods to all the functional and ergonomic needs dictated by the specifications of many different countries. The aim? To reduce the noise level inside the new cab to below 80 dBA, and to produce a new top-of-the-line cab to be called Super Q, for super quality and super quiet. And so Ford acoustic specialists developed a better insulation system, with special materials inserted into the wall of the cab's steel panels and pillars. The flat floor has been sealed and the cab roof has been insulated. Acoustic cladding separates the tractor driveline from the cab, thus reducing vibration and field shocks. And a special laminated valve cover and ribbed engine block help absorb the engine noise level right at the source. As part of their acoustics research, Ford carried out a number of tests, checking the noise levels in a variety of vehicles in everyday use. We all know how noisy these are, especially when they're working hard. And we all know how quiet these are. Of course, you'd never expect a tractor to be as quiet as that. But Ford has always made the ergonomic story one of their top priorities. Noise research at Basildon, with one of the new cabs. There's a microphone at the driver's ear. And the other tractor is specially rigged up with all the noise testing equipment. The result? Dramatically reduced noise levels compared with the earlier Q cab. Super Q really does mean super quiet. Major parts and components of the cab and the tractor have to undergo rigorous testing to search out any weakness. This test involves 40 gear changes per hour for 10,000 hours. The brake linkage is tested for 300,000 cycles, and the clutch pedals are operated at an equivalent of 50 times per hour for 10,000 hours. And that cab door is opened and shut for 15,000 cycles to evaluate the wear on the catch and on the hinges. But what does all this mean to the farmer? During the summer, the Ford stand at the famous Royal Agricultural Show in England was the usual centre of attraction, giving Ford the opportunity to talk to farmers from all over the world. Later on, a group of farmers was invited over to a test farm to take a look at this new generation of tractors. For a start, they agreed the cab was much easier to get into. There's a roof hatch for better ventilation, and a new muffler directing the exhaust away from the cab. There's a new instrument panel, better positioned and easier to read. They appreciated the bigger windscreen washer capacity and the filling cap up here on the hood. This is a popular feature, air filters on the outside. The fuel tank holds more and is easier to fill. There are new color-coded hydraulic levers, and everyone liked the new leveling box. There are now 6 work lights, 4 at the front and 2 at the back, and they're halogen, more work after dark. They like the flat floor. The alternator now has a 75 amp output. Comfort is most important during a long working day, and this new seat is very comfortable. All these refinements and innovations and improvements, the result of all that research, investment and new technology, is now where it all belongs, on the farm. Ford Force 2, the newest generation of Ford tractors. And here is one of the main features of Force 2, the new Super Q cab. The cab roof has been restyled with the height reduced by 3 inches, and there are more work lights, front and rear. Ford have revolutionized the concept of driver comfort with all that interior padding and cushioning and insulation from engine noise. Plus that super deluxe seat with armrests and shock absorber with 8 positions so the driver can adjust it to suit his own posture and comfort needs. If a cab is noisy and uncomfortable, the driver soon gets tired. In this new Super Q, he'll be able to work for long stretches. Ford has reduced the inside noise in the Super Q cab down to an average of 78 dBA. The new style instrument panel will prove very popular. For such electronic implements as a crop sprayer, there's this power outlet socket. The red PTO lever is a different shape. No chance of the driver mistaking it for the remote control valve lever. And the pickup hitch lever is now on the rear of the hydraulic console. The controls for the horn and the direction indicators and the main beam lights are on the stalk, just as in a car. And the direction indicator lights themselves are incorporated into the new style grey fenders. The new leveling box lever is just behind the hydraulic control console. The driver sitting in his deluxe seat can easily operate it and lock it into position. In the Super Q, the flat floor is now standard right across the 4- and 6-cylinder range. So are the floor-mounted gear shift levers. The foot throttle has been moved in slightly, along with the clutch and brake pedals to improve access to the cab. And the diff lock and dual power controls are on the floor, easily operated by the driver's heel. These floor-mounted gear levers are really easy to use. When you combine this transmission with dual power, you get on-the-go gear changing under full load. The dual power system is activated by an electrically operated switch, giving an instantaneous gear change to boost torque at the drive wheels by 28%. The roof line is lower. The steps are larger and fitted with anti-slip treads. And the new push-button outside door handles have anti-burst locks. The alternator output has been increased from 46 to 75 amps to accommodate the improved lighting. The fuel tank is much easier to fill, and the capacity has been increased, reducing fuel stops and making for a longer and more productive day. The air filters are now outside the cab, up here above the side windows, easy to get at and easy to clean. Both doors are wider, and there's plenty of room inside to stretch your legs. The muffler is bent forward to direct the exhaust away from the driver, another factor in the noise reduction story. Because there's more water in the reservoir, the driver can keep the windscreen clear all the time, free of summer dust or winter mud. There's a roof hatch to give improved ventilation. But on a job like this, or when the weather is really hot, close up the hatch and turn on the air conditioning. The busiest time on the farm seems to be from late summer onwards. As the days get shorter, so the workload seems to get heavier. The working day can only be prolonged efficiently if the driver can operate in a comfortable environment to take full advantage of Ford's world-renowned engine power matched to sophisticated hydraulic systems and to the efficiency of four-wheel drive. When it comes to working at dusk, the Super Q cab supplies all the light you need. 4 floodlights at the front, each fully adjustable, and 2 floodlights at the rear. Like the ones in front, they are also individually adjustable, and all 6 are unbeatable high-output halogen lamps. Right across the range, Ford offers the farmer the best investment in tractors today. Because of Ford's own investment in plant, machinery, and quality control methods, Ford tractors hold their value for many years. After all, the true test of quality comes when you want to sell your tractor. And behind every Ford tractor is a Ford dealer. And Ford dealers look ahead to the future. Ford Force 2 tractors have brought together under one roof all these improvements and innovations. Ford is proud of this latest concept in the ever-continuing search for better DQR, better durability, quality, and reliability. Ford Force 2 is more than just a good tractor. It's a quiet evolution.